shadows beyond.
From which hell did you spawn?
One even worse than yours.
So the initial hype of the MK11 Aftermath stuff is all done now. We had the two trailers, we had the Deadpool cinematic, and we had the announcement trailer and the trailer that followed that, the reveal trailer. The hype has died down, and obviously when people initially see something they get excited. Me being a Mortal Kombat fan growing up, I got excited when I saw the trailer. Now the hype's died down, I can speak about it more truthfully. And as the title of this video suggests, I think NRS maybe don't understand what their fans are looking for, and there's a couple issues with the trailer for MK11 Aftermath and even the price point. Now I follow a lot of people within the Mortal Kombat scene, follow Ed Boon, I read what's going on, I rarely ever comment. See, I don't like to put my opinion out there on Twitter or Facebook too often because it just gets lost in the shuffle. The fact of the matter is that the characters that we've been given, excluding Fujin, so Fujin is someone that has been asked for quite a while now. People have been asking for him since MK9, so it's been a long time. MK9 came out in 2011 and people have been asking for him since then, and even when the game was originally announced back in 2009 or 2010, whenever it was announced, people were asking for Fujin then, so him being playable makes sense. It makes sense for him to now be in the game. I'm not sure why it took so long, I'm not sure why they were being so standoffish about having Fujin in the game, but fair enough, it's their game, they can do what they want. But the two characters I want to talk about more is Robocop and Shiva. It's mostly going to be about Shiva. Robocop, a lot of my friends that are older than me, so I'm 28 but I have some friends in their 30s to 40s, and they were saying to me that they thought Robocop was absolutely fantastic. Now I think Robocop is really cool just because Arnie's in there. You've got these two massive 80s action heroes in the same game, much like they had Predator and Alien in the previous game. I thought that was really cool as well. Where else are you going to see that sort of fight take place in a fighting game? So NRS have been able to pull off really cool character introductions, but at the same time I feel like Robocop, he's not on I might get some flack for this, but I don't feel like Robocop is on the same level as Terminator. Part of the reason I say that is because Dark Fate was a pile of garbage. However, Terminator is still relevant today, and I think they're probably going to go ahead with another Terminator film. Knowing them, I mean, they just don't stop with these things. Now I personally think that they should have stopped with Terminator 3. Terminator 1 and 2 are perfect, in my opinion, a perfect 1 and 2 film, but Terminator 3 was okay. Anything after that is just a mess. But Robocop hasn't been around for years, and the rebooted one, I never actually saw it, but I heard bad things about it. I don't know if that's true. It might be good, but I heard really bad things about it. I saw the original Robocop back in the day, and I thought the original Robocop was really cool, but he hasn't been around for so long, and a lot of Mortal Kombat's new audience are very young compared to what they would have been maybe 10-20 years ago. So it's a bit confusing to me as to why they added Robocop in it, and it didn't seem to go down very well. I was reading through Twitter, I was reading through Facebook, I was reading through some Instagram posts about it. People didn't seem too chuffed about Robocop, and even in my WhatsApp messages, a lot of the MK groups that I'm a part of, they're not very chuffed over Robocop, and it makes me wonder if NRS pay attention to what the fans actually want. And a part of me knows the answer to that question. The answer is no, because whilst yes, I personally am happy that there's an expansion to the story, because I have always loved the story in Mortal Kombat. Even though MK11 is a bit hit and miss, I've always loved the fact that Mortal Kombat is going to have its way to really put something out there in terms of story where other fighting games just don't do it. Most fighting games are playing catch up when it comes to story modes. Like Tekken had a good one. Tekken actually had a decent one, apart from the whole telling the story from this random guy's perspective. I don't know what that was about. Street Fighter tried it. Street Fighter 5 story mode is absolutely abysmal. Dead or Alive 5 is even worse. So they've been trying. No one's on Mortal Kombat's level or Injustice. No one's even close. So I appreciate them doing the story mode. They're charging £35 for a story mode and 3 characters, 2 of which people don't seem massively chuffed over. And we've touched on Robocop now. I think that Robocop should have been missed, and I feel like it should have been a character like John Wick, who is relevant, who people love. People absolutely love those films. I've never met someone that doesn't like a John Wick film. I feel like he would have been a more perfect fit in the Mortal Kombat universe at this current time. Now I know that the characters they're putting out there are like 80s action heroes sort of things, or that's the vibe that they're trying to go for right now. And the previous game was horror characters, but Robocop just seems like I don't know, I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling Robocop. But Robocop is a 50-50 thing. Some people seem to really like it and some people don't. But one thing that people seem to be unanimously agreeing on is nobody asked for Shiva. Now obviously I don't mean every single person, I'm talking in a general sense. Most people I know in the MK scene, or even polls that I've seen from popular YouTubers or anything, didn't really ask for Shiva. I know what characters people have been asking for. It's pretty obvious, and whilst the fan base for some of those characters are toxic, I'm not going to name any names, people still want those characters in, and it's kind of baffling to me why NRS doubled down on certain things. Robocop, we're going to sort of leave him to the side because it seems to be 50-50. Some people want him and some people don't, but Shiva, I don't get it. I really don't understand why. When the reveal trailer dropped and Shang Tsung walked out of the portal, I was honestly thinking that one of the characters might be Quan Chi, and I know Quan Chi was killed by Scorpion in one of the timelines, but I was also thinking, you know, they're using timelines here, they're going to bring back a fan favorite. I was not expecting the other character to be Shiva. I really wasn't expecting that, and I wasn't expecting them to charge £35 for one character that people are iffy on and one character people don't want. And this is why I think NRS don't really listen to the fans. So the pricing for this in the UK is £35, and in the US I think it's like $40. They're charging you $40 for things that we don't really understand yet. We don't know how long the story mode is. We don't know who the other 3 characters are going to be. I'm assuming they're giving us 6 characters and not just 3. Friendships are great, the story mode is great, but I don't know if the story mode justifies the price, especially because we don't know how long it's going to be. We have no clue how long the game is. I feel like the pricing should have been £20 to £25, $30 max. It just seems a bit too much for a game that receives so much negative attention. And again, I don't understand this mentality of not listening to people and what they want. I really feel like NRS could learn a lot from the WWE and Vince McMahon. Now Vince McMahon has had a lot of bad relationships with wrestlers that he has brought back to the company. CM Punk, the Ultimate Warrior, just to name a few. It's because it's good for business. I know that the Melina fan base is incredibly toxic. I've seen their comments on Twitter. Melina is a fan favorite at the end of the day. She will drive sales, she will push sales for DLC. People will buy her. I'll certainly buy her. People will pick up characters like Melina. People will pick up characters like Ermac. People will be hyped for characters like Smoke. There's really cool Mortal Kombat characters that they are just missing out on, and I'm not sure why they keep on going against the grain. Now I've said this before, nobody wanted Cassie and nobody wanted Jackie. Again, when I say nobody, if I was to run a poll, obviously maybe like 5-10% are going to say yes. The majority are going to say no. Most people would have preferred Takeda and Kung Jin. They're just more interesting characters. They play in a more interesting way. So I'm not entirely sure who makes the decisions on characters at NRS. I'm not sure who came up with this price point, and I'm not sure whose idea it was to not reveal everything. Now I'm assuming that this isn't the extent of what we are getting with season 2. I'm assuming there's going to be more stuff, there's going to be 3 balance changes, there's going to be 3 more characters. But what they should have done, in my opinion, since this game has received a lot of bad press, is they should have showed us everything. They should have showed us every single character that's coming out, everything they have planned for the game. They could have been like, they could have done what Sakurai did and said, listen, we've got this plan but it's not ready, it is coming, we want you to pay for this now and we will get this to you at some point in 2020 or 2021, whenever they're going to push it out. But let us know what is going on. A lot of people I've spoken to, a lot of my friends, they are not pre-ordering the game because they don't know what they're buying yet. They know they're getting 3 characters, but I think because of the price point, everyone is assuming you're going to get more characters, you're going to get more features to the game, you're going to get free balance updates, you're going to get all these other things they haven't told us. So I feel like they really missed the ball with this reveal trailer. It was cool and it was hype, and if you go back and watch my other videos, I was excited. But when the hype dies down and you really have a chance to sit back and evaluate what is going on, I feel like they messed up. I feel like they need to listen to people more with regards to characters. People that play fighting games don't really care too much about story. Whilst I appreciate a lot what Mortal Kombat has done for the story mode of fighting games, people don't care about story mode as much as they do as character inclusion. Now Melina was killed off in MK10. They're doing this whole timeline thing, going back in time, going to different dimensions or whatever. You can bring her back now. There's a chance to bring back every single character that's ever been killed. Also, aside from Melina, people have been asking for 3D characters from the Mortal Kombat universe for a while now. People have been asking for characters like Havoc, Raiko. I personally want to see Onaga come back. I feel like they've got some really cool characters in there. But what do you guys think? I personally think that NRS don't listen to character polls or think the things that fans want. And I feel like maybe they put their emotions before business practices, because I know how bad the Melina community is. Honestly, I know, but that shouldn't have a reflection on the character itself. They should put characters in that people want there. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Leave a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, guys, I'll catch you soon. Peace.